అదే మాట ఏమంటారు నాలో బయట బాగుంది లాస్ట్ టైం కట్టుబడి
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. Sir. Good afternoon. Sir, voice is not clear.
Hi, Manteja.
Good afternoon, sir. Bhavana, sir.
కొంచెం డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తుంది బస్ లో
ఓకే సార్ సరే సార్ సార్ జర్నీ స్టార్ట్ ఆపినాక చేయండి సార్ ఓకే ఓకే సార్ వి విల్ వెయిట్ సార్ వి విల్ వెయిట్ ఓకే ఓకే సార్ ఓకే సార్ అకార్డింగ్ టు టెక్నికల్ ఇష్యూ అని పెడతా సార్ ఓకే సార్
మంచిగా
టెక్నికల్ ఇష్యూ వలన 4 o'clock స్టార్ట్ అయింది పెడతా
చెప్పు హలో
టెక్నికల్ ఇష్యూ వలన 4 o'clock స్టార్ట్ అయింది సార్
4 o'clock స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామని చెప్పేసి పెట్టేసి మెసేజ్ పెట్టు గ్రూప్ లో పెట్టు
ఓకే ఓకే సార్ ఇప్పుడు పంపిస్తాను ఓకే సార్
గ్రూప్ లో పెట్టు వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ లో
సరే సార్ start at 4 p.m.
Good afternoon, one and all. Netrika.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Shall we start the class?
Yes.
First of all, we take the document. These are the PPTs. Yes. No. Ah. Hi, Manteja.
సార్ గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్.
Good evening. Start చేసుకుందామా?
ఓకే సార్, యూ కెన్ ప్రొసీడ్.
Share screen. Yeah. Okay. Today we are going to discuss about the fish seed technology, production technology. So in earlier class, we are discussing about the what is the aquaculture and how to producing the fish culture, producing the more and more fishes by the
Breeding, spying.
detailed account of the induced breeding. Yes or no? Yes. So yesterday class we are completed about the what is the induced breeding, what is the hypophysation methodology which we are using in the production of the fish culture. So now in details we are going to detail about the fish seed production. So before we are going to the culture, we could require the seed. Especially we are talk about the fish seeds. So we are collecting, we are purchasing fish seed by the product culture centers. Then those are following the methods. Those are following so many different types of the cultural methods which we are for the production producing the fish seed. So next, yes, these are the background history is there for the fish seed technology. So why we are producing the fish seed? Generally, we need to growth. We need to what we are called. We have the reservoirs, but we don't have the sufficient the fish seedlings. We can't producing the more and more productivity. So that's why we require the seeds. The seeds are only seasonally, those are produced in the natural, but we require all the seasonals when we have the water source. So see here, the production of the marketable fish being with stocking of fry or juveniles into the rearing environment that assure optimum and rapid growth to allow harvest in the shortest possible time. So we have the shortest time. The animals having the breeding time is the very shortest time. Then we want that seedlings throughout the year. So that's why the production is we require the more. So that's for that we require the using technology, fish technology, producing technology. Otherwise, we are not reach optimum, optimal requirement of the fishes. So the fish farmer has obtained adequate number of the young and fish and meet the his production level. Yes, this is the already we are discussing about the fish to meet his production goal. Yes, this is the production goal. See here. So we require the meet production goal. These fishes highlight. These fish can come from with a wild capture. However, there is little or no guarantee that adequate number can be captured and stocked in the time of corresponding to optimal production conditions. So we have the one of the sources there. What is the source? Natural source. So natural source we have, but it is not uh, guaranteed to reach the optimal optimal required number. So which is not enough for the reaching the production. So that is the he was delivered. So the fish farmer that then naturally turns to the other means of obtaining his stock. By optimal of the conditions necessary to a production of fish, the farmer can spawn in only the beginning. However, the must hatch those reared successfully to fry stage. So these things are talking about the only natural production. So we have the source, we have the natural source, we have the so many rivers. So that rivers are few are the live rivers are there. So they are floating throughout the year of the time. But however, we are not reached the optimal when you are depending on the natural resources. For that, we should follow the artificial methods also. So the water quantity parameters, feed, proper nutritive composition, and in particle size, resistance to diseases are some major factors which has to be taken in the account. So a good appreciation of these factors is needed for successful production of the fish. Yes. Then natural resources are the enough maintaining their factors. They are maintaining the factors for a good production. So what is the factors are there? Some influential factors are there. They are playing a key role to producing the more and more productivity. So those are the nutritive position, particle size, resistance to diseases. These are the parameters, water quality parameters like pH, acidity, temperature, and turbidity. What we call biological oxygen demand. So all these things are belongs to the water quality parameters, and also other factors are influenced on the production. So when you are only depending on the natural resources, sometimes they are seasonally they are changed. So for that we could follow the artificial production also. So through artificial propagation, the farmer can select or desirable characteristics such as the fast growth and resistance to diseases. Yes. So when you are going to the take the artificial propagation, that time the farmer can select their desirable species. So suppose in the major crops, we are purely cultured species only. We are selecting among all the fishes. When you are going to the natural and the natural resource, natural water resource, which contains a number of the different types of the species are there. Those are disturbing to the growthing of, sometimes they are inhibit the growth of the our selected desired fishes. So this is the happened before we are going to the fish production. So these are the few pictures are showing to you how to collecting the natural fishings or seeds, natural fish seed. So these are the images are shows to you. So these are the naturally when you are collecting the fishes from the natural reservoirs or natural rivers, then separating the fish fingerlings or fish seed. Then we are going to use to
రానివి గోల గోల చేస్తావు అక్కడ ఏముంటాయి విడిచి అందుకే పారేయకూడదు ఒక చోట ఆరేసుకోండి వెనకాల చూడు ఆ డోర్ వెనకాల
Madam, please mute you. So these are the pictures are showing to you how to collecting the spawn of the fishes or natural fishes. Yes, this is the overall classification of the how to producing the more fish seed. So these are the three methods are there. The following points highlights to three main ways to procurement of the fish seed. These ways are, so among the all, for the production of the more fish seed, these following methods are there. So first one I already introduced it to you. What is that? Procurement of the seeds from the riverine source. Riverine source mean natural source. Riverine source mean natural source. So riverine source mean natural source. So next one is the Bantu breeding technology, and third one is the individual breeding technology. So first one is the riverine source mean natural. This is the natural method. This is the natural. So this is the natural method. Next one is the Bantu breeding. This is the artificially. These two are the artificially we are producing following the fish seed technology, and first one is the natural source. So fish seeds are the young ones, the fish young ones which are using for the culture of the fish. So before we are going to the culture, we are collecting the fishes from the source of the centers. In that centers are those people are the farmers are purely they are preparing the seeds, fish seeds. Then that centers are distributed the throughout the nearest area to the going to the fish culture throughout the year. So that is happening in the naturally. So for that we have the three major methods are there, major resources are there, major technology which we are using for the collection of the or procurement of the fish seeds from the before we are going to the culture. So three following methods are there. First one is the natural method, which we are also known as the riverine source. Second one is the Bantu breeding. method or technology, and third one is the individual breeding technology. So three methods are
Which-
which we are using.
Which method is follows routine basis?
Routinely we are using the commercially we are using the individual breeding method and Bantu breeding method. Few of the people are following the depending on the riverine method. Generally riverine method they are following the only seasonally, the rainy season only. Otherwise the rivers are not flow the throughout the year. That's why the farmers, the fish farmers, those are following the Bantu breeding and individual breeding technology at the cultural centers. The first one only following the seasonally. So this is the yes. 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 These are the riverine sources. The rivers in India generally 9 rivers are major rivers are flowing in throughout the geographical region of the India. We know what is the major rivers are there. So the fish culture are generally we are following at the monsoon during of the monsoon time. At the time we are going to using the collective methods, and also we are following the using the tools which we are collecting the different stages of the fish seed. Generally fish seeds are categorized into so many different types of the stages are there. Yes, these slides we are shows to how many different types of the fish seeds are categorized to collecting the collection of the time. So see here, first of all, eggs, hatchlings, spawn, and fry. Actually, fry also we are divided into two types: early fry and advanced fry. And fingerlings. We're also following the fingerlings, semi fingerlings, and advanced fingerlings, and then yearlings. So these almost 7 to 9 different types of the seeds. Young ones are available in the natural resources as well as their life, their stages, their developmental stages are which we are using as a source, as a seed in the fish culture. So in the naturally we are collecting eggs or hatchlings or spawn or fry, semi fingerlings stage or fingerling stage or yearling stage. Then we are going to take the steps to production or introduce to the natural water resources, and then we are going to culture the fishes. So for that, see here, these are the tools are there for the collecting the different stages of the fish seed by natural rivers. That's why we are calling the riverine method, riverine source. Riverine source we are called as riverine source or riverine method. So riverine source in India. So at the time 1964 to the time is started 91% of the in India, but nowadays most of the people are following the next technology that is the Bantu method and individual breeding method. Present with the advent of the aquaculture techniques and the rise of the pollution in the rivers, the fish seed farms has taken the leading role in farms has taken the leading role in fish seed production. So that is the problem. Problem of the so rivers, all the rivers are going to the polluted. Pollution is increasing day by day. That's why farmers are going the only following the what methods, Bantu method and other individual breeding method for the majority. The rivers acquiring the serpentine course, shoes, bends, and cows are various places. The floating water current of the river, particularly during the monsoon, results in the erosion of the bank of the one side and called the erosion zone. So these nets, collecting tools, this type of the conical shape of the nets and collecting what we call tools are which are placed at the before the erosion zone, just opposite of the flat, gentle sloping back called the shadow zone. Yes, in the rivers we are recognize the shadow zone. Then they are placed at the this type of the tool, and then which were the float in the floating the water, in the floating water the optimal height of the place. Then we collect the fingerlings or different stages of the fish seed. Both the sites are unsuitable for the fish seed collection. So this highly floating zone and shadow zone is not up suitable zone, but remaining the place. See here, here indicate the what the places are. It is a better place to collecting the young ones of the fishes in the river and zone. So we clearly indicating to you. Yes, these are the different places. Those are indicated, which are these are the indicated the this is the erosion zone. See here, this is the erosion zone. This is the erosion zone. This is the shadow zone. So these two are not suitable for the collection of the young ones, but remaining places are using for the collection of the natural seedlings. How many members are there? Yes, this is the first one, riverine method, and then we are going to the see observe the fish seeds. Different stages of the fishes are we are easily identified in the this picture. See here, the pictures are easily indicated to you different stages. So almost 7 to 9 types of the stages are there for the egg stage and hatchling stage, and then a fry stage. Fry are two types are there, 2 or 3 types are there. Semi fry, advanced fries, and then uh, fingerlings. The fingerlings, semi fingerlings, fingerlings, advanced fingerlings, and finally yearlings. Up to the yearlings, which we are using for the further fish culture. So these are the different stages are we are showing to you. The images are showing to you for the seeds which are using to the fish culture. So good collection area are located on the side of the. So these are the matter which is talk about the how to collecting the fish seeds from the riverine method. So good collection areas are located on the side of the sloping back at the place where the water current just diverts. So we first of all we are recognize the particular zone, a particular place in the river, then casting fish seed to the sides. From such areas, a large number of fish seeds are collected with the help of the shooting net. Yes, before we are seeing the picture is there. This is the shooting. This is the shooting nets. So the shooting net, which we are funnel shaped net, or finally woven netting. It is operating in the shallow margins of the flooded river with its mouth facing the water current. So mouth is opened the place of the opposite of the against the water current. Then the placed at the recognized area. Then the funnel shaped net which we are using for the collection of the seedlings. At the cord end of rising ring of the split bamboo or cone is stinched. So this receptacle is attached, calling gamcha. Yes, generally the farmer people are calling as gamchas. So during the time of the operation, the gamcha is generally shaped like a monk's hood. The spawns carried by the current move into the shooting net and called into the gamcha. So from here there are periodically scooped, sieved through the strainer to remove larger organisms and debris before the spawns are transported to nurseries. They are kept into the earthen pots and other earthenware containers in half-hours. So this is the continuous process, stepwise process. So daily they are going to the place at the riverine place, then recognized place, then they are collecting the a few number of the seedlings, then they are cleaned that gamcha, then they are placed at the same place. So this is the happening in the many times. Then they are collecting the a pooling of the fish seeds from the riverine method. So before collection producers are undertaken, spawn prospecting investigations are carried out to the identify the potential centers for egg spawn. Yes, I already told you. So we are collecting different stages of the fingerlings or fish seed. Then we should separate to each and other. Otherwise, they are going to inhibit their growth. So different stages of the seeds are nurturing in the different half-hours. So that's why we first of all we are collecting the total number of the different stages of the fish seed. Then we are going to the separate by using the different methods. Then after the separation of the egg stage and fingerling stage or fry stage or hatchling stage, then we are going to the following different protocols for the further growth of the collected seedlings. So this is the person. Then second method. The second natural method is the Bantu breeding method. So Bantu breeding method, generally two types of the bunds. What is the meaning of the bund? Bund is a type of the perennial and seasonal tank or impoundment where riverine conditions are stimulated air and where major causes are known to breed. So these are the artificially made water tanks, seasonal water tanks. We are called the bunds. What is the definition of the bunds? Bunds mean man-made small water tanks which we are seasonally preferred for the production of the seedlings. So after a heavy shower, the bunds receive large quantity of rainwater with washings from their catchment areas and provide large shallow areas that serve as spawning grounds for the fishes. The first bund, dry bunds, was set up in Madhya Pradesh at Sonar, Talia at the 1958. After this persistent expansion of the bonds had taken place due to its simplicity of the operation and high rate of the success. So the Bandhu method started at the 1958 in Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh. Then nowadays the farmers, the fish farmers are following the frequently following the Bandhu methods for producing the more and more success. They are getting to more productivity of the fish seeds. So types of the bunds. Generally, the bunds are two types are there. Generally, they are doing the three types, but especially generally two types: wet bunds and dry bunds. So what is the wet bunds? Wet bunds are the perennial ponds are situated in the slope or the undulating terrain. So it provides a vast catchment area and the facility to quick fitting
Sir? Sir? Can you hear me?